But that's what I've been called to do. That's my role. In fact, I remember one day I was somewhere in Abuja here. A lady accosted me on the way. I will never forget that experience. She said, "You are a very useless man."
Because of
Yes, you are a very useless man. I was looking at it, what have I done? How can you, after all that man did for you, you never want to sleep with his wife? What kind of human being are you? She started raining abuse on me.
Oh my goodness.
Madam, slow down.
No drama.
No drama, I didn't know. She didn't believe me. She said, "Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. That's what people just do. How can somebody, I know, and when you started, you were very poor. The man brought you up and helped you, and then you now go and sleep with his wife? What is wrong with you people in this life, sir?"
Made for more with Maya. Dare to be more.
Hello and welcome to the Made for More show. My name is Maya and I am your host. My goal is to help you clarify your vision for life, understand why you're on earth, help you develop those areas of giftings, abilities and talents, and help you deploy them to make an impact on planet Earth. You were sent here for a reason. You're not an accident. There is a purpose for your existence. Each week, I'm going to take you on a journey, an inspiring journey, a motivational journey, a journey that helps you see through the lives of others who are walking this path. Men and women from different walks of life, races, ethnicity, who have embraced the call to be more, who are stepping into life courageously and living their dreams. And that is my dream for you. You are made for more. Welcome to the Made for More show. As usual, every week we bring you amazing conversations showcasing people who are doing things in different fields of life. In this season, we're having conversations with people who have come to discover career as a platform for impact, influence, and income. There are people who are passionate about what they do and realize that they are made for more. It's the Made for More show. And my name is Maya. Welcome. Today I have another exciting guest who has over 30 years of experience in his field. He's a story of passion, of excellence, vision, and perseverance. He was recently conferred as a Fellow of Theatre Arts, which is the FTA, which is the highest honor that can be conferred on anyone in that field. And I think you really need to hear his story. He's done a lot of stage plays across the country and even outside the country. One of his recent productions, which was held on the 1st of October to mark Nigeria's independence, was called One Good Man. And he had great names in the cast, like Richard Mofe Damijo, Kate Henshaw, and some of the greats, just so you give you an idea of the kind of man we're talking about today. I'm so excited. It's an honor to have with me here today, Mr. Patrick Otoro. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. My head is blowing. Please press it.
You should know, man. You deserve all the accolades and more.
Thank you, Maya. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. We're delighted to have you here. Delighted. And it's so interesting that, all that accolades, he has a very calm demeanor until you see him on set.
Exactly. On stage, I'm an animal on stage, actually, but I'm grateful for they call it dual personality.
Yeah. So you can assume you could pass him on the road and not know who you just passed. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. Now let's talk about your company is called Rivers of Waters Production.
Yes, it is.
How did that name even come? Very interesting name.
Okay, so you see, we've been through a number of names. Started from Eagle View Arts Productions to Eagle Arts Productions to Patrick Otoro Productions, and finally to Rivers of Water. I've been playing with names, but one day I was studying the Bible, and I stumbled on the scripture, Psalm 1 verse 3. It says, "You shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. You will never go dry. You will always be fruitful," and all of that. And that's what I've always wanted for my company. And I thought it'd be good an idea to just, plagiarize that name from the Bible. And so I did, Rivers of Water. And the acronym fits so well, ROW, like a river. So our logo actually looks like a river itself, just like a stream of water just flowing through. And that's where we got the name from. And to be honest, since we got that name, we've done good things. Our productions have gotten better. And by God's grace, we're beginning to gain some traction. in terms of traffic and acceptability and receivability from the corporate world as well as from followership to our productions.
Amazing. 30 years is a long journey.
It is.
It's a
It
long
is. Seems like
journey.
yesterday, actually. Yes, it
Let's go
is.
back to how it began.
Yeah.
Tell us about your education. What did you study? How did it start? How did this whole journey start for you?
Okay, so as a little boy in Kaduna back in the day, as a little boy, we used to watch, there's this TV program, The Man from Atlantis, The Rookies, Hawaii 5-0. Then to the Nigerian side, I was a very strong fan of Village Headmaster, Hotel de Jordan. It was shot in Benin back in the day. We also had Village Headmaster, The Masquerade. These were the kind of programs I was watching. And I was a little mimic man in the house. I would mimic everybody. And so I started doing all of those, but it didn't look like I was just playing. So when it was time to go to the university, my father wanted me to be an accountant like he did. But I'm not good at mathematics. I mean, if you check my results, it's F9 12. So, but he wanted me to be. I said, I can't do this, you know. So they said, okay, go to law. I said, well, I'll be fighting with all my clients. So just let me do. So I told him I was going to read theater arts, and he was not happy about it. But I eventually did.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to study theater at the University of Port Harcourt. And the day I went to school to start theater, my father stopped paying my fees.
Wow.
Oh, yes. And it was my mother who sustained me that period. So, but I'm here, thankfully.
So when you stopped, what fueled your passion? What made you think, this is what I really want to do? I mean, that's enough to deter any young person.
Yeah.
So what kept you on that course?
Okay, so in 1988 or late 87, I think, a friend called me and said there was this school in Port Harcourt that had a certificate program because I was trying to do the accounting. My father wanted me to do on JAM. I was always failing. So they said to me, come, let's go for this thing. Because I knew I could mimic, I could imitate people. So I said, let's go. So I went with him to Port Harcourt that day. And it was a certificate program auditioning, like an exam, if you like. And it was Laura to me that was conducting the exam himself. So I did the audition and they were all clapping for me when I finished my audition and said, you're a good actor. And so I gained admission to University of Port Harcourt to study theater arts, certificate in theater. So from that moment on, something in me said to me, this is your career. For an Olaro to me, who I've read his book, Gods Are Not to Blame in school, to meet him personally, physically, left an impression on me. You know, it just made me feel like I was already face to face with an icon. And to learn under this kind of person would be something that I really would love to have. And so that made my passion for it stronger. And I felt this was the place. I just felt it was my place of destiny to just be there. And so I went to University of Port Harcourt and I did a theater arts in 1 year certificate program. And of course, automatically I was given admission because I did so well. I was given admission to study a degree program in theater. So, I mean, studying the theater in University of Port Harcourt was one of the best things to happen to any practicing theater arts person because you got the very best hands at that time in the country to train you. Olaritimi is and was still a legend to most of us till date. So my love for theater grew, and of course, I told myself I don't think I will even find joy anywhere else apart from theater. So that's how the journey began.
Interesting. After school, what were your plans? I mean, go back to graduation.
Yeah.
At that point, what plans did you have for yourself, your future, for your career? Because I'm thinking this is how many years back.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that was all over the place like today.
No.
So I'm just curious.
Even then, while I remember while in school, because like I said, my dad had already written off on me. He doesn't want to know what I was doing. As far as I was concerned, I was just going to make a fool of myself and I was going to suffer. So he didn't want anything to do with me. But my mother believed in me. You know, she kept encouraging me. So anytime I got back home from holidays, it was my mom who would make sure on my way back to school, she'd give me some gari, a little pocket money. My father would pretend as if I was never there around that period. You know, so after school, I had 3 places in mind to do my youth service: Abuja, Lagos, or Port Harcourt. But of course, then NYC, I don't know what it is now. Then it was difficult to lobby, so I could only pray. And fortunately for me, when I got my call-up letter, it was to Abuja to come and serve.
Wow.
You know, so I came here to do my youth service, 1994, and in the course of the youth service, I was part of the NYC drama team. I was the assistant director then, and of course, we had this national. That was the year national competition for the NYC drama team started. It was that year, and I was voted the best actor nationally.
Wow.
And I mean in acting, and FCT then where I was serving, we came second, generally. And so during that finals, there was a lady from the US Embassy who was in the audience. At the end of the drama, I got a call from the NYC director that somebody wanted to see me. And I went to the office and I met this American woman, African American. She said to me, "You're a great actor. I love you. You're so good. I'm American." So
Another validation.
that validation meant a lot to me. And lo and behold, immediately after my youth service in '95, I think 2 or 3 months after, I got an invite to the US Embassy to do a Martin Luther presentation. I was to dramatize Martin Luther Have a Dream
I
speech.
have a dream.
And I did it so well. So from then on, they started giving me all kinds of, whenever they had programs, I'll go do a production, I'll just go do a performance and all that. And lo and behold, I was then given an opportunity to travel to the US by the embassy, fully sponsored, to go see some theater and all. So that was
opened up the world.
exactly, that just gave me more inspiration to just continue doing this thing. I said, if just this acting can take me to America, the next thing I'll be going to play in all kinds of places. So yeah, that's how the journey started.
Your father.
Yes.
Let's go back to graduating, and then the doors begin to open. What was his reaction?
When I was going to the US, because I was here. And interestingly, my last year in school, for some reason, my father went to do me an international passport. I don't know why. So when I finished, the first question I was asked at the embassy, "Do you have a passport?" I said, "Yes. My dad just did a passport for me." So when I went to pick up the passport, he said to me, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to the US." He said, "You go America." I said, "People like you define for America." I said, "I'm going to America." He said, "Come on there, not the, but of course we laughed about it. I told my mom, I said, "It's true, I'm going to America." So when I traveled and I came back home and they saw me with pictures and the things I brought home and all of that, my father was so proud.
I know.
People come and say, "That's my son, he just came back from America. That's Patrick. Patrick just, he was just, in fact, he was making the loudest noise than my mother, who was the one." And I said, "Look at this man. When I was going, he said he didn't want anything to do with me." But you see, before he passed on, we became best of friends. He was very proud of what I did and what I'm doing. In fact, when I started appearing on TV programs and he was watching me, he would be telling people, "That's my son. That's Patrick. You see, Patrick is everywhere now. He's a big boy." Those kind of, you could tell a father who is really proud.
Father.
I thought he was telling people that, look, don't ever stop your children from pursuing their dreams.
Amazing.
Because he realized that if he had insisted on me not doing theater and I didn't do it, I probably won't be what I am today. So at some point, he got born again. And he was the one preaching the gospel of allowing children to pursue their dreams. Yeah.
Well, thanks to your mother.
Yes.
Talking about that, let's talk about the greatest influence of your life and career so far. You mentioned your mother, right?
Yeah.
So who else?
From the family, my mother, my siblings, maybe presently now my wife. Since we met, she's been one of my greatest fans. She cheers me on when things are not working. She tells me, "Don't worry, you'll make it." So I've had lots of people within the family who have seen my trajectory in the profession and career grow, and they've been very supportive. Professionally, number one will be someone like RMD. I met him first in 2007 when I started doing this thing with the US Embassy. And then I was organizing a peace concert that year. It was an election year. So I met my American mother, which was what everybody now called her my mother, Mrs. Claudia Anyanso, who was my first break. And she said, "You want to do something for the election?" I said, "I want to do a peace concert," because that election was particularly very tense, because I think it was when Obasanjo was going to hand over. There was this thing about it's going to be do or die rhetoric and all of that. So I told them I'd like to do a peace concert. So American Embassy sponsored that show. But she asked me, "Who would you want on the bill?" I said, "I would like to have RMD be the MC. I'd like to have Style Plus." Then they were reigning. They were the big name in town. And I also would like Julius Agbo as a comedian and some other artists on the side. And they made sure all these people came for the show, So I had this big peace concert at the Sheraton, then big, and RMB came. So that was the first time I met RMB physically. I've always admired him from a distance. So at that point, we met one-on-one, we became friends, and our friendship and relationship has grown since then. So we've done. So he is one influence I have, and that's why he supports everything I do as far as it is theater concerned. He just tells me, "Patrick, as long as I'm free, consider me part of your show." And so we've been doing stuff together. Influence again will be some friends I have. My pastor in my church right now, Pastor Sarah Omaku, and my late pastor, Omaku, who also, because I also had the drama ministry in my church. and I've been there. I've been in that church now since 1997.
Hmm.
And all I've done in that church is just do drama. So every year I do at least 3 dramas in that church: Christmas, Easter, and Independence. So I've practically given my life generally to serve in church, and that's why I'm also in Abuja. For some reason, I'm like a landlord here now, not being anywhere. Then, of course, my friends, the likes of Lance Ayanya, Lona Idoko, big good friends who have been very, very supportive. And of course, Boss Mustafa, the former SGF, he's been very supportive as well. So I've had those kind of people around me who have been like support system to just encourage me to carry on. I also have another big brother, very good man, kind and supportive, Edward Adamo. One time deputy governor of the CBN. These are people who have encouraged me to say you're on a good track. You're telling good stories. We'll push you on to see how far we go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And just to mention, he talked about he did a drama team in his church, and then they do dramas, right?
Yeah.
They're not just dramas; they're actually stage productions. When you say drama, you miss the point. They're actually production.
Yeah.
I know you have one coming up, so maybe you should talk about it.
Oh yeah, we have because we have this. Oh, by the way, I would also like to use the opportunity to say thank you to Transcorp Hilton Abuja, who have also seen some of our works, and now we have a running partnership to do plays at festive seasons. So we do productions at festive seasons in the hotel, hosted by the hotel. We don't pay for the hall; we use the Congress Hall. So our next play now is called A Christmas to Remember. It's a Christmas story, beautiful love story. 3 actors on stage. Fantastic, beautiful story. It's an adaptation of a play called Her Majesty's Visit, written by late Onukaba Dinoyojo. Beautiful story. So what we did was to pick it up and then transform it to a Christmas story. It's a story you don't want to miss that. I'm telling you, it's funny, it's beautiful, it's Christmas, it's a lot of music and love. It's just beautiful. It's just Christmas.
So when do we expect to?
23rd December at the Transcorp Hilton Congress Hall on the 23rd. We're also hoping, we've written to some states, we plan to take it on a tour. So we've written to Plateau State government, we've written to Bayelsa State, as well as Benue State. We're hoping these 3 states will give us the opportunity to come just stage the play for the government officials and their friends. So just come and see, have a good Christmas time with family. So that's where we are. I hope you'll be around to watch it. If you'll be in town, I'll make sure I give you a complimentary ticket.
Oh, great. Thank you.
That's
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you. It's the Made for More show where we believe that dreams come true. You believe, and you believe in your dream and you pursue them. Give it all it takes. We'll take a quick break now. When we return, more exciting conversations with our guests. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We're still here talking with the amazing veteran actor, producer, director, Mr. Patrick Otoro. Nice having you here, sir.
Thank you again. Thank you for always having me.
Yes. So we're asking the question about the best moments of your career so far. What have been the highlights for you?
Okay. The highlights will be in 2021.
Great.
2022. 2021, 22. I can't remember now. After COVID, right?
Okay.
I got a call. I have a classmate. We're in school together. She's based in the US now. We got talking, and then she called me one day and said she's been following my story, my Christmas drama, my church drama rather.
I think we should call them production. When you say drama, it's not like drama. It's not a drama. This is you need to watch one of those productions. They're not drama. They're productions.
She's been following my story with my church. I work with the drama ministry,
Yes,
and she was wondering if I could come do something for her church in the US.
Amazing.
So I said, why not? I'm open. And interestingly, that year I was billed to go to Florida for a TDJ's conference. That was 2022 actually. 2019, I was billed to go to Florida for a TDJ's conference. So I told her, okay, I'm supposed to be in America. So what I would do, I'll come much earlier, spend time with the church team, and then walk them through their Easter play, and then we'll do it together. So I did. I spent 3 weeks in Atlanta, Georgia then. So I helped direct an Easter play for the church. And we stayed. And when I first came, the pastor was asking us, so who is this younger Mata guy you're bringing from Nigeria? Please, I don't want this kind of, all these people that could just come and do nonsense. She say, oh, God, has to just give, this see his work first. So when I came, he didn't have any regard for me when I first came. But when we finished the play and he watched the production, he didn't believe what he saw. Say, you are from Nigeria and you did this. I said, that's what I do. So he now said, oh, you have to come back.
Wow.
You have to come back. So, and on that trip, I paid my tickets. I found my way to Atlanta. They didn't pay me, I did. So when I was leaving, she handed me $500. The pastor said they should give me. I said, well, I didn't do it for money. So I just collected and I'm grateful. I left. So in 2022, early 22, I got a call that they want me to come back to do another play, and that, but she already had a play in mind. And so, but they wanted a big Nigerian name to be a part of the production. So they asked me to recommend. I said, how big is the name? They say, as big as I can think. I said, RMD. They say, okay, can you get it for us? I said, why not? Can you pay? They say, talk to him first. So I called RMD. I said, bros, are you free Easter? Let's go to the US and do a stage play. And they said, okay. So he said, okay, he's free. So we did everything I did. Well, last, RMD and I were in the US, in Atlanta. So he played a part, he played the role, I directed the play. And that for me was that was not the first time we've worked together. But to do it outside the shores of Nigeria, that means playing international, meant a big deal for me. It was like the doors opening, to go play at that level. So we did, and it was really successful. I directed Grip Her, which we translated to Grip Him, because we had to adapt it to the American setting. And it was really beautiful. R&B killed it, So relationship started. So that for me is actually my major high points in my career as a producer, as a director, and as a theater practitioner. Another high point will be the first time when I decided to rebrand my company and our productions in 2015, because we've always been playing small, but I told myself, if you wanted to play the big league, you have to be ready to do the big things. So I picked up a script and I called Joker Silver, 2015, that I have a play. I didn't know her there from anywhere. I just got somebody to call her for me, and she said, okay, she's free. Who are you? I said, well, I am this. She said, okay, I don't know you, but because you've called me, I'm willing to take a chance.
Amazing.
And she came, and we had that play. Beautiful production we had. So since then, I've taken the decision that every play I do, there must be one big name. So since then, I've done plays where I have Joker, Bimbo Manuel, Francis Duru, Ejike Asiebu, Richard Mofe Damijo, Hilda Dokubo. All these names have all played on my stage. Victor Swabo, they've all played. And now I even get calls from a lot of guys in Lagos. They say to me, we hear you're doing this. When are you going to call me? Well, what, call me too now. That kind of. So we built the brand in a way that, yes, we're acceptable to big names and they're willing to play on our stage. So those are that's my high point. Actually, it's not just one.
Yes.
It's taking this theater thing a notch higher, to play big. Somebody once told me that I've watched most of your plays, and you can play in Broadway, and that's not. I know it's not an overstatement, because whenever I sit down and I watch my productions, I know if I'm invited to Broadway, we can play for a Broadway audience, and they will enjoy every bit of what we do. That's how much we have put in excellence into the work we do at Rivers of Water now.
Amazing. Now, linked to that, I mean, it's beyond just having a degree in theater art. So how have you kept your skill? How have you kept improving and expanding over the years? Can you just share some of the things you've done that have kept you relevant in today's world?
Okay, so what I do, even as a trained theater artist, I study a lot. I watch other people's shows. I follow Tyler Perry religiously. He's actually one of my big lead, if you like, point of light. So I follow him a lot. I follow other big names. I watch actors. I watch directors. So I do a lot of research on YouTube, how to direct modern day directing stage plays. How do you multimedia? So I do a lot of research on my work. I build myself. Even as an actor, I know what most people, if I say, we had a very interesting conversation on one platform of actors, and a lot of them were complaining that they can't do stage because stage is too tedious, it's too rigorous. And I just laughed. Because if you are an actor and you want to really succeed, you ought to have some experience on stage. Because as a stage actor, you can play anywhere. You can play any role because you will have been groomed properly, because the stage prepares you to shine. So when you confine yourself to the screen, certain roles can come because you're a screen actor. There are certain roles you cannot play. You need the theater background to help you interpret, because stage gives you all of that confidence. Because with stage, you have to memorize your line, you have to rehearse over and over and over again, and those are the things a lot of the modern day actors on screen are not prepared to do. So I develop myself. It doesn't matter 3 decades on stage. I still study. I still read books. I still watch people. I still learn. Even as a director, I still learn. As an actor, I still learn. Sometimes when I'm watching an actor, I'm asking myself, what is he doing differently than I can do to hone my skills? So I keep believing that, because in this profession there's no retirement. You act even when you're old. There are roles for you. So you keep playing. Yes, you keep playing. So just to keep improving. So that's what I do basically, to improve myself.
It's still the Made for More show. We'll take a quick break here. When we return, more conversation with our guests. Thank you.
Made for more with Maya. Dare to be more.
My name is Maya, and I am your host. My goal is to help you clarify your vision for life, understand why you're on earth, help you develop those areas of giftings, abilities, and talents, and help you deploy them to make an impact on planet Earth. You were sent here for a reason. You're not an accident. There is a purpose for your existence. Each week, I'm going to take you on a journey, an inspiring journey, a motivational journey, a journey that helps you see through the lives of others who are walking this path. Men and women from different walks of life, races, ethnicity, who have embraced the call to be more, who are stepping into life courageously and living their dreams. And that is my dream for you. You are made for more.